beautiful stars. I have a new type of reading for you today, and this is an idea I got from another reader, James 13 Wicca. I love his channel. Please go check him out. He does amazing readings. And this is going to be a pick a read where you get to choose from different piles, and then the reading that resonates with you most is the one that you'll get. And I'm also going to borrow from Tyler's tarot. He does a spread where he lays out 12 cards to show out what's going on with the sign that you're interacting with. And I just want to give a quick shout out to all of the men who do tarot. I love a lot of your channels, and I just want to do a quick shout out to James 13 Wicca, who gave me the inspiration for this idea. Tyler's tarot, he always keeps it real and honest. Don't come to him about it. And Cancer Moons, who always keep it popping for you. Read, Pray, Love. Good Morning America, Good Morning World. And also Ray of Light. So go check out all their channels. I will put links to them all below. So this is in honor of and dedicated to all the men who do tarot. And I'm going to be using the Vision Quest deck as one of the decks I'm using here today. The Morgan Greer, which you're probably all familiar with by now. And then as additional cards, I'm going to be using Doreen Virtue's Romance Angels Oracle deck. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to do 5 different piles and label them with stones, as James 13 Wicca does. Please give me information for 5 different readings. And then you can choose which pile seems best for you, which one you resonate most with, and I'll do readings and timestamp them below. So let's see, we'll do 2. So these will be the 5 different piles. Let's do here and here. And then for the Vision Quest deck, I just figured I would change it up so that there was a little bit more viewer involvement, so that you can go with what feels right to you. And we'll see how this works. I'm just giving this a shot. I really like James 13 Wicca's versions of this. I think that's good. And then I'll do some Romance Angels for these. I'm actually going to start here. Okay, so these are all the cards and piles, and then I'm going to put the Amethyst one here on number 2. The Tiger Eye, actually sorry, this is Pyrite. You can see this. It looks sort of golden there. The Quartz Crystal here. The Rose Quartz here, and this is Bismuth. I love this stone. It looks so otherworldly. I don't know if you can see it there, but it looks like it comes from outer space. It's such a cool stone. Okay, so I'm going to call this pile 1 with the Pyrite, pile 2 with the Amethyst, pile 3 with the Bismuth, pile 4 with the Rose Quartz, and pile 5 with the Clear Quartz. So just take a moment to focus on which pile works for you, or which one you want to get read on. And if there's 2 that you resonate with, choose the one that you're responding to the most, and then watch the other as a secondary. So I'm going to go ahead and start with pile 1 here. This will be and again, I'll timestamp those below so that you can go to the ones that you want. So we're starting off with Soulmate in reverse. We also have 3 of Air, which is Doubt, 5 of Air, which is Fear, and 7 of Cups in reverse. So if this is the reading that you chose, I see that there's a lot of energy of fear, doubt, and this may be presenting as like a false soulmate to you. This person may have other options, It looks like, with Seven of Cups, I always read this as all that glitters is not gold, or the Las Vegas card, that there's a lot of infatuation here. They're seeing things through rose-colored glasses. In the reverse, it might be coming out of confusion. The air may be clearing here. This is Three of Swords. So this may be like there's a third-party energy, or heartbreak, or sorrow, or disappointment. And with these raven's feathers or crow's feathers in both of these, there's a lot of doubt and fear in this interaction. So I'm going to say that even if there may have been some feelings, like this was a soul connection, I'm seeing that this may have been a learning lesson. Sometimes people that we're connected to on a soul level can be in our lives for a season to teach us something. And you may have, when I do the relationship readings, sometimes we see that people serve as teachers for us. So it may have been someone who came into your life that you had past karma with, that you needed to learn something from. But I'm seeing a lot of egoism involved in the situation with this Five of Air, this fear. The person that you may be involved with may be having a lot of doubts and fears. Or this may be you having doubts and fears. Regardless, there's a little too much mind or ego involved in the situation and not enough heart in the situation. I'm seeing that they may, excuse me, have multiple options, but I do see you as coming out of confusion with this and maybe clearing away this Neptunian fog that was causing you to see them through rose-colored glasses. So if you chose the Pyrite, funny enough, this is also called Fool's Gold. And I'm seeing that as related to this connection is that there's something to be gained from it, absolutely. But it may not be the true gold that you thought that it was. So that's the reading. I know this may be hard to hear if this was the pile that you chose, but you may want to check your secondary one to see what's going on there. But that's what I'm seeing. All that glitters is not gold. You may have been seeing things through rose-colored glasses, but I see that this person may have had multiple options, especially with the Three of Swords here. So even though they may have felt like a soulmate, they may have come into your life to teach you something. They may have been connected with you on a soul level in a different way. So that's reading number 1. Reading number 2. This is for those of you who chose the Amethyst. We have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Seven of Air, futility. Hierophant. And 8 of Coins. So this one too, I'm seeing, this is a situation where you may be tired of putting in the effort, or the other person was not putting in the effort here. You may have wanted marriage with this person, or you may have been married to this person, or are married to this person. Hierophant represents a spiritual lesson, doing things in a traditional, conventional way. But ultimately, someone was behaving underhandedly here. This is futility. And it almost seems like as hard as you work on things, that's 8 of Coins in reverse, as hard as you work on things, you're just not seeing results. Or that you're tired of putting in the effort, or you're just not seeing them put in the effort. And therefore, it's coming to a futile situation. It's like a spear whose tip is broken, that you can't actually use it. So this situation may have involved unrequited love, where there was one person who was diligently putting in the effort, may have wanted to be married, or have been in a relationship where there was marriage, like putting a lot of effort into your marriage. But ultimately, it's a spiritual lesson, because if this person is cutting corners or doing things underhandedly, this is the Thief card usually, and it's cheating energy, or it's running away, trying not to be seen. Sometimes it's called, when you're doing things in an underhanded way, I think there's open deceit and hidden deceit, and that's what this is. So in this case, it may be futile to continue putting effort. I'm seeing that there may be some unrequited love here, and that maybe this is just a spiritual lesson. Even if you were involved, if marriage was involved, or if you were hoping to have a commitment with this person, I'm not seeing it happen. I'm seeing someone not willing to put in the effort and doing things in an underhanded way. So that's pile 2. And then pile 3, if you chose the bismuth, this stone, I have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. That actually appeared in the reverse, but I'm getting to put it in the upright. Daughter of Air. So that is equivalent to the Page of Swords. The 8 of Cups. And the 9 of Wands. So I'm actually getting that there's two scenarios that happen with this. One is that one person wants to move on. This is 8 of Cups, feeling like this situation is completed, feeling like you want to move on from the situation, but someone is hanging in there. Even though there may be some defensiveness, 9 of Wands talks about someone who keeps getting knocked down and keeps getting back up. There may be a sense of, in this situation, walking away, but also like bouncing back up. Whether it's to go towards something new, which could be indicated here, or it's just, I get a sense that you're being really clear about what it is that you want. This is Page of Swords, which has to do with defining boundaries, speaking your truth. Sometimes this could be spying. Like if you've walked away from someone, you may still be looking at their social media. But I'm getting the sense that you may have fallen out of trust with someone. It's calling for you to have faith, is what this situation is saying. And if there's a way that trust has been broken, I actually see you leaving the situation, but being willing to bounce back, having fortitude, having feeling like you've been wounded maybe, but also being willing to stand up. Whenever I see this card, I always use a phrase that says, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. So I see that there's some way in which a cycle is ending. Someone's walking away. But I see too that there's still a sense of hanging in there, of wanting to fight for another day, or maybe this is moving on to something else. But I also see that this is you saying what it is that you want, being really clear, being willing to declare it. And that may be, you may have come to this point and that's why you're willing to walk away. But I'm going to say at least trust in yourself. This did come in the reverse, so there may be some fear, doubt, or resistance to trusting someone. But I'm going to say embrace the trust that you have in yourself. To me, these two are really going together. This 9 of Wands and, having, excuse me, faith in your ability to continue forward, even though you get knocked down. I always think of this card as the Cool Hand Luke card, where you can get knocked down multiple times, but you always get back up. And this is having faith and trust in yourself or even in the situation. So that's what I'm reading for reading number 3. Then for reading number 4, this is the Rose Quartz one. So if you picked the Rose Quartz, interesting stuff. Okay, I have Empress in reverse. I have Knight of Swords, Son of Air, and let your friends help you. It says ask for and accept support from others. So this is interesting. We have the Son of Air, which is the same as the Knight of Swords here. These are the same card, just in different decks. So this means rushing forward. And the fact that it's come here twice is really a doubling of that energy. It means that someone wants to go forward with something really quickly, sometimes without thinking. So this is saying be careful of what you rush into. Definitely let your friends help you if you can receive support. I'm going to say this really means to talk to friends and family about getting insight on the situation before you take action. Before you say something that is sharp or cutting, before you run into any buildings that appear to be on fire. Sometimes Knight of Swords energy can be insensitive or cutting, It's like saying something without consideration for other people's feelings, but it's definitely like swift action. And this may be causing you, whether male or female, to feel like there's no growth. So you might be trying to push forward anyway, or reacting and responding out of your ego or mind. And I'm going to say, it might be a good time to just pause to see how abundant and attractive you are, that all the good things grow around you. This is Empress, which has to do with being sexually satisfied. It has to do with being fertile, just sitting in one place and letting all good things roll at your feet. All good things come to you. So if you're not feeling particularly, if there's abundant or fruitful or attractive, or that, things feel like there's no growth, before rushing forward into, swift action that is thoughtless, I'm going to say run things by your friends. Let your friends help you. It's a really good thing to just bounce things off of others before the swift action, before doing a cutting word or doing something that is overly blunt or feels like running into a tower that is on fire, because this energy is here for you. This is actually who you are. All things grow around you. This is the satisfied person. This is like wearing the crown and knowing your worth and your value, and that all good things, again, just roll at your feet. So embody this Empress energy. Even if there's fear, doubt, or resistance to being that, or that you are that, bouncing things off of your friends is going to keep you at your core and prevent you from taking rash action. This can be like running into the fire. So before you do that, potentially too, some of you may have some air signs, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius that is surrounding you. It could be even a choice between two air signs, but I'm going to say talking with your friends can definitely help you in this situation and help you correct to embodying and feeling like Empress again. So that's your reading for pile number 4, if you chose the rose quartz. And then for pile 5, this is the clear quartz. Let's see what you have. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So some of you may be in a marriage. Some of you may be headed towards a marriage, or maybe wanting to get married to this person. And I see Knight of Cups with 8 of Air, 8 of Swords, both in reverse. So what I like about this could be a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but really it could be any sign that has been wanting to offer their love, but has been hesitant. So with them in the reverse, what I like about this is that they're coming out of being too much in their head. This is 8 of Swords, which means feeling powerless, feeling surrounded by your thoughts, and feeling like stuck because of all the thoughts in your head. Normally this is a person who's surrounded by 8 swords, who feels captive, who feels trapped. And what I like is in the reverse position, it means they're coming out of their head. It means they're coming out of overthinking, coming out of feeling like they're stuck and they don't know what to do. So it could be very potentially that as this person comes out of the stuckness, and this could be you, by the way, too, you wanting to make a love offer. It could potentially involve marriage, or a wedding. So this could be something that leads to a wedding. It could be you meeting someone at a wedding. It could be that if there's been some stuck energy in a marriage, that there's now love offerings coming from you or towards you. So I really like this energy in the reverse. It's saying whatever has been stuck is now loosening up, and especially as it relates to a love offer. Specifically Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, but it really could be any sign of you offering love to another person, getting out of fears, or feeling captive, feeling closed, feeling powerless regarding that, or someone coming with a love offer to you that could potentially lead to a wedding. So that is my pick a read for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you had one that you resonated most with, feel free to listen to that one, and then a secondary one if there was a secondary message that you responded to as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for watching. If you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that by visiting readingsbygwendolyn.com. I'll have a link to that below as well. And hope everyone is having a great September. Thank you so much for watching. Yours in the stars. Before I go, too, I wanted to do the 12 cards. I almost forgot about what the other sign, what's going on with the other sign, or what your interaction is about. So I'm going to do 12 cards and just pick the one with whatever sign that you're interacting with, you're dynamic with, and we'll see what's going on. If you're working with an Aries, there seems to be a lack of truth in the matter. There's something that is right in front of you. This is like an unwillingness to see the truth. So either you're denying the truth, either someone's lying to you, or the truth is right in front of you and you can't see it. That's what's going on with Aries. For Taurus, this is 5 of Swords. So someone may have been regretful about being too ego-based. You know, there may have been a conflict that happened in the past that the sun is setting on, and you're not receiving the pieces of wisdom or insight that are available to you, or potentially somebody could just be getting out of their ego, feeling like they used to be smug and wanted to win at any cost, but now they're seeing, no, that was a fruitless victory. You know, maybe they're being regretful or they've learned something from that. So it might be someone coming out of their head, their ego. For Gemini, we've got Devil, which this could go a couple different ways. This could either be a passionate, torrid love affair, being obsessed with the Gemini, or them being obsessed with you. Usually it means giving our power over to someone else. So it could mean that you just feel bound to them in maybe an obsessive, toxic way, or that they have power and control over you. Or that it could just be that there's a lot of passion involved in the situation. Just when this card shows up, be careful that you're not believing in lies or believing in something that's not true, or giving your power away to someone else. For, let's see, we've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini. For Cancer, we have 10 of Coins in reverse. So it could be that something that looked very stable is destabilizing, or that there was a lot of money in the situation, but it's ending up being that you're receiving less money than you thought, like if this was a judgment or a divorce, or there's some way in which the stability is lacking in this situation. What felt and looked like a secure, stable relationship is actually destabilizing. For Leo, we've got King of Swords in reverse. So this is someone who can be manipulative or is not being truthful or honest. Normally, King of Swords in the upright is someone who is always knowledgeable and thoughtful and honest and fair. This is someone who is potentially an air sign, but it could really be any sign, since we're dealing with Leo, Leo here. This could be you or the other person. Not being honest, not being truthful. This could be manipulative, cold energy. They're not being their normal selves. They're the king in reverse. So that pointed tip to that sword is very sharp, and they're not using their knowledge, wisdom, or understanding for good. It's for domination, power, and control. For Virgo, we have Sun in reverse. So this means maybe just feeling like you're not at your full radiance. You could potentially be dealing with a Leo who is draining or sapping your energy. This usually in reverse just means, it's still a very positive card, but it usually means that normally you at your 100% wattage is just dimmed to 60 or 70% because something or someone is draining you, Virgo. For Libra, we've got Page of Cups, new love, passionate, a message of love. This is like engaging with things that make you feel like what does yes feel like? It makes you feel young at heart, engaged, infatuation, puppy love. What makes your heart leap? This could be you communicating love to someone else or someone else communicating love to you. Whenever I see this, it's like feeling like a teenager, feeling like, oh yeah, this is where passion is. This is where love is. This is what, happiness feels like. And it's young energy, so it's making you feel young at heart again, Libra. For, let's see, Scorpio, Queen of Wands. So some of you may be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and this is someone who is really attractive, whether male or female. They are confident, they're sunny, they're bold, or this could be how you feel when you are interacting with this Scorpio. There is someone involved who is a Queen of Wands archetype. So this person is usually very charismatic. They're witty, charming, sunny, bold, daring, and there's like someone who is in this situation that is definitely commanding a lot of attraction, whether it's you or that Scorpio. For Sagittarius, Lovers in reverse. So this is just showing that it is showing that Lovers energy is here for you, Sag, but I'm trying to get the glare off of it. But it's showing in reverse. So there's some fear, doubt, or resistance to being open or vulnerable. Some of you may be needing to make a choice between two people. Some of you may be working with a Gemini, Sag. Or if you're dealing with a Sag, they may be making a choice between two people. There is Lover's energy here. So there is passion. There is connection. There is openness that is available in this situation. But I'm seeing with it in reverse that it's seeming like someone has fear, doubt, or resistance to being open, to being showing up as who they really are. Or they may just have fears about closeness or connection or vulnerability. Sagittarius. For Capricorn, we have Fool in reverse. Is there a leap of faith that you are having fears, doubts, or resistance about, Cappy? Are you ready in some ways to take a leap of faith but are hesitant to do so? This could also just being foolish. So you might be being like foolish and silly in this situation, or the other person might be. You might be dealing with someone who's a fool. Or it could just be that there's a new beginning ready and waiting and calling for you that you're having a little bit of hesitancy about. There's a new beginning, new discovery, new journey, new chapter that you're like, I just don't know if I'm ready to take that leap yet. So that's what's going on. Potentially some of you could be dealing with an Aries too. For Aquarius, we have High Priestess in reverse. So some of you may be dealing with a Pisces that you're not so sure about, who might be secretive. Some of you may not be relying upon your intuition or your instincts or what your gut feeling is regarding the person that you're dealing with or with the Aquarius that you're dealing with. If it kind of feels like there's something off, or your conscience is telling you, not all is what you see. Like there's more beneath the surface. You may need to trust in your inner instincts more and your inner guidance, your inner knowing if you're dealing with an Aquarius or if you are an Aquarius. There's something that's saying you're not trusting your inner hunches, so you need to do more. There's fear, doubt, or resistance about trusting your inner instinct about the situation or this person. And for Pisces, we have Death. So this means needing to let go of something that has completed its cycle. Oftentimes, this is a card of transition, so it can mean rebirth, like cutting out what was alive and beautiful and that you loved, and acknowledging that it has come to the end of its cycle. So cutting it and harvesting those seeds that you can plant something new and have that new rose develop. So usually when I see the Death card, often I'll say it when it's in reverse, but it can mean let go or be dragged. But there's something that's coming to a natural conclusion, and it's time to let that go to make room for new life, Pisces. Often this is a real period of transformation, and I see that for many of you happening here. So that is your 12 card spread for each of the signs. You could read it for you, or you could read it for the other person that you're dealing with. And again, I just want to say thanks to Tyler from Tyler's Tarot for inspiring me for that spread. Thanks so much for watching. As always, yours in the stars.